Hi, good evening. Today we're going to make cheesy chicken casserole, and we need to preheat the oven for 375, and that is right over here, so bake. You have to go up 25 degrees because it's automatically at 350, and then your start. Okay, and then we'll get the rest of the ingredients out. That ordinarily calls for tuna fish, but we prefer it with chicken. So that's the recipe, and we're changing it quite a bit. The first thing we need to get going are the noodles, because those need to be boiled. But let's talk about everything that we need, all of our ingredients first, okay? So we need some cheese, and we need milk. Both of these can be found in the refrigerator. All right. We need noodles. Noodles are in the pantry shelf. We need 2 cans of chicken, also from the pantry shelf. We need a can of cream of celery. And then from the spices, from this cupboard over here, the spices, we need red pepper, a little bit of the black pepper, and the minced onions. All right. We're going to need the big noodle pan, which is in the cabinet under the island. And we also need the skillet or the fry pan. We're going to use this 4 cup or 1 quart to measure how many noodles we need. And we're going to use this 2 cup for the milk. And of course, we're going to need something to stir, and we're going to need something to open up the cans. All right, let's get the noodles going. For the noodles, we're going to use the biggest burner so that it goes faster. Fill it up about, let's say about half full. That's boring. But you can fast forward through this part. Alright, that's probably good right there. Okay, it's not quite half full. I'd say it's more about like a third. And then turn this on to high. We like to put the lid on to get it going more quickly. Whoop, that's the wrong lid. That was funny. There, that's better. We'll get it boiling more quickly. Okay, this is the one we're going to use for everything else. So while we get the water boiling, let's go ahead and measure out the noodles so that's ready to go. I didn't think that would work. Let's take off the top when we pour these out. And just pour them in here. Pretty much fill this up. Okay? And that'll be good to go for, you can fill it all the way to the top. For the noodles that we'll need. Okay. In this saucepan, we're going to start off with some butter. I forgot the butter. So, that will be where? I don't even know where it is in this new fangled thing. No butter, sorry. Actually, we don't have butter. Aha! I found butter. It's in the middle. Tricky. Alright, I'm just going to use this little blob of butter here. And then a little bit of this one. And it calls for 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of butter. You can use the markings on the stick. So, see? Alright. And then this is, oh, we have to turn this on too. Wrong one, this one. I'm going to turn it down to 8. Ordinarily, this is what we would use to cook some onions in, but we're going to use onion flakes, so we're just going to use the butter really more for flavoring than anything. But I'll go ahead and put some onion flakes in here. You can put a lot. You see how I kind of have that all around the bottom of the pan? There we go. That's good. Alright, well that is melting. We'll keep an eye on that, but I'm going to get these cans all opened up. This one's easy, cream of celery. All I have to do is go like that for that one. Okay, we'll rinse that off in a minute. Alright, these ones, we'll do 2 of these for the chicken. Could probably get by with 1. Sometimes did you get the peas from downstairs? Like I asked you? Oh, okay, good. I don't see them. Aha. Good. All right. Anyway, for the chicken, if we only have 1 can on hand, that's fine. But since we do have 2 on hand and it calls for 2, we'll use 2. Oh, there goes the butter and the... Make sure you drain. Alright, I'm going to turn this down. And already.
I'm going to look at another car of tea.
Oh, okay.
Be back in a bit.
Alright, sounds good.
And I'm going to fire later.
Oh, that's good. Alright. Keep that turned out a little bit because I want to finish what I need to do over here. And that is to finish draining the chicken. So, you know, I think our can opener is like starting to not work very well. 'Cause every time I try to do it, it's not working. There we go. You might want to open it over this because it's kind of oozing out stuff. Okay, drain the chicken. So you kind of get the stuff on your fingers, so you're gonna wash your hands off. And we definitely need to wash this off after you use it, after the chicken, because chicken can get bacteria on it. So make sure you wash that, set that in the drain. All right, we're gonna use this little bugger, and we'll go ahead and put this in. A can of this cream of celery. And then we're going to need some milk. So I believe the recipe calls for 2 cups. So, I'm actually changing the recipe a little bit, so I'm going to just put in, let me think for a second, 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. I'm not adding flour. I'm trying to make that recipe easier for you guys to cook. So I'm not adding the flour for the thickening agent. I'm just going to use the cream of celery for the thickening. And so I don't want it to be too watery. Okay, once we get this all together, we can add some of our other spices. We say to put some of these pepper flakes in there. And those are kind of yummy. You don't need a whole bunch, but go ahead and put a little bit in there. And I'm going to put some regular pepper in also, because that's yummy too. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'm going to increase the temperature now that we have the liquid in here. Put it up at 8. And then let's see if we can cooked up and thickened a little bit. And as I'm cooking, I'm breaking down the little pieces of the cream of celery. The chunks. of the cream of celery. Yeah, I think this is going to work out good. The original recipe calls for flour, and you have to thicken it on the stove, and it's kind of tricky. So we'll wait for that recipe at a later date. We'll just try it with the cheating method. Okay, once we get this a little bit thicker, we'll go ahead and add the chicken into it. Okay, so now it's starting to boil a little bit, and it's already thickening up. So I think my choice of doing the cup and a half was a good choice, and that's working out really nice. Once it starts to get bubbling like that, we can turn it down, and we'll just simmer it on 4 for just a little bit. And the nice thing is, we have our water ready for our noodles. So go ahead and take your noodles and throw them in here. Okay. If you want, this is a really great one for noodles. So you can kind of stir them in there. And then we can put the timer for 10 minutes. Noodles like this I ordinarily cook for 12, but since they're going to be in the oven also, 10 minutes will be just fine. So kitchen timer. Did I not do that right? I did not do that right. Cancel. 10. Kitchen timer. I tell you. Alright, that didn't work very well, but what the heck. Okay. So this is ready to go. That's going to be another 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn this down to low, and I'm going to put the chicken in. It's nice and thick, so we're good to go with that. So go ahead and dump your chicken.
Oh, bless me.
Uh-oh. All right. And then stir this in. Okay, so we're still waiting for the noodles, but there's cleanup to do. So I already rinsed off all of these. So rinse these off, and these will go in the recycle. This just had noodles in it, so if we just want to rinse this off and put it in the drain. This has milk in it, so we do need to wash that off. But that's pretty quick, just like that. And that goes in the drain. This, of course, you'll wash off. We don't need that anymore. All the spices can get put back in the spice drawer, and the noodles can get put back in the pantry. Okay, now you could put these peas in right away when you put in the chicken. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. I kind of forgot. I'm just going to put them in now before I put everything into the pan. So what I'm going to do is dump these in. That is a lot of peas. That's too much. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Alright, those are good. So, maybe about half the peas. Does everybody understand that?
What are you going to do with the rest of the peas?
I'll put them in a container. Alrighty. Yeah, because that would be too much peas. Oof, too many peas. Okay, I'm going to... There, that I like. You know, it would be okay if you put all of them in, but that's not my favorite vegetable. So, I kind of like it like this. What do you think?
Mm-hmm, this is good.
Yeah. We could also put corn, but I didn't this time. But we could do, if you want to put corn in there, that would be good too. Okay, it looks like we just have a few seconds left on the noodles, so I'm going to say that that's good enough. I'm going to turn this off. And instead of throwing this in a colander, which is kind of tricky for kids, I'm going to have you just spoon out the noodles, get the liquid out, and just throw them right in here. Okay? It might take a little bit more time, but it's just easier for kids than to pour the whole thing into the colander. All right. When you get down towards the bottom, you can kind of tilt this up. There's the timer for the noodles now. So now if you want to use the colander, that is fine. But it's one more dish to dirty, and it's It's just a little tricky. Alright, I got a couple floaties in here. Just a few more to fish out. Okay. Okay. So, mix this all up. And then guess what's going to happen next? It's not a rhetorical question. Angel, what do you think goes next?
Oh, I thought you were asking the audience.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know.
It goes in the pan. It goes in the pan. You know what I'm a little concerned about? The fact that there's no salt. There's nothing in there that's very salty. So let's put some salt. I just think it'll be boring if there's no salt. Okay, so we dump it in the pan. This is going to be a little tricky.
And then put the cheese.
I'm going to bring my pan over here. Okay, right here. And then put the cheese. It's heavy with my left hand. Alright. There we go. And I can turn this off. There we go. Spread this around. And then put the cheese. Okay. So I have a little bit left in one package. So I'll finish this package off. I don't have to skimp on the cheese. You can also, go put your hands in there and scoop it out too. So, okay. What do you think, Angel? Is that like enough?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go. Now we put it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm going to put it in, I think the full 25. Because I think it'll take that long to melt the cheese. Okay, so set the timer. Oh, 23. There we go. We'll split the difference. All right, still a little bit of cleanup. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to put the cheese away. You'll have to wash the pans and throw other things in the garbage. Okay, there it is. It's finished. So make sure that you turn off the timer and the oven. Okay? Okay.